Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Minister just now expressed his disappointment that Mr. Lim Boon Heng, CEO of Temasek Holding, took too long to appoint a new chairman of SMRT. But he must not forget that the mission of SMRT is to make money for the government. I'm of the opinion that the multiple problems congregated today of the train services, the core of the problem is money. The government wanted to have the cake and eat it, expecting profit from train operator, and at the same time also expect efficiency, tip-top maintenance work. I noted the minister is steering the existing framework of the checks and balance between the ministry, which holds the purse string, the regulator, LTA, and also the operator towards one team. I have two clarifications for the minister. First, the Ministry of Transport, the LTA, and SMRT each has a role to play. How does the minister ensure that each of them still can play the functional role well when they work as a team and become good friends? Second clarification, hammering everyone to work together to solve the problem now as a team is important. But what about instituting a structural system of checks that should be embedded to ensure efficiency, honesty, and integrity? Thank you.
Before I reply to your two clarifications, I think I must disagree with your comment, your preamble, that SMRT is there to make money for the government. There are easier ways to make money. You don't have to use the SMRT to make money. What is the same thing with the restructured hospitals, which I have a lot more experience. We need to provide a public service. So the reason we restructured is so that we can exploit the commercial discipline, the financial discipline of a commercial sector, so that in the process of providing this public service, you can get the best cost effectiveness of the operation achieved. And it's the same thing with the SMRT. We could have done it as a government department, but I think the decision was not wrong to put it as a corporatized company, fully owned by the government. They know, and the leadership of such company must know, and Mr. Thia knows it, that this is, for example, an engineering outfit. Making money is not your objective, but you must not lose money. There must be financial discipline. You cannot just anyhow go and spend money, buy this, buy that, gold plate everything. And then, of course, yeah, you can have a marvelous operations and so on. But at great cost to who? It will be to the taxpayers. There's no free lunch, Mr. Lau. He knows it. He runs town council. He needs to balance the accounts too. And he knows the importance of governance. So when your team fails him, what does he do? So those things are important lessons for everyone. What happens in SMRT, I think, has application to the others as well. How do you achieve one team and yet be clear at the boundary that there are different roles we play? I thought I explained that in my statement. We are all very clear. As far as LTA is concerned, the three roles and the unspoken fourth role. But the importance of working as one team is, especially at the stage of SMRT, which is in, whereby you have to renew the assets of North, South, East, West line. If you cannot work as one team, I think there will be trouble, as there were trouble in the past. And that's why it's so important that they function as one team So each time a problem crops up, we settle it as one team. But that doesn't mean that we blur the boundary and therefore forget about individual roles and check and balances. So that, I think, yeah, it may sound to him as schizo, but we are quite clear in our mind. Yeah. And it can be done. Mr. Speaker, I must thank the various members for contributing your suggestions, comments, and so on. And importantly, your encouragement. This has been a difficult challenge, but not something that we cannot manage. My main takeaway in the last 2 years is, yes, it has cost us individually a lot of our maybe personal health and maybe family life, but I think it is a meaningful job that we decide to take on, whether it's Desmond, Quek, or Sia Mun Min, or Gen Hun Ping. For us, we have choices. We can do so many other things. But if we can fix this, turn it around, it will be a good public service that will benefit 3 million, 3.5 million people who make use of our system every day. We know the responsibilities on our shoulder. What we are asking of commuters is, please bear with us, because a 30-year train system is a very challenging one. I was talking to Hong Kong MRT operator, and some of their lines will soon be 30 years. And that's why they are watching what is happening down here very carefully, because they know, we are all engineers. We know systems will get into trouble. Of course, if you don't need to worry about bottom line, it's straightforward. 30 years, let's change everything in 20 years. Great cost. Actually, the Japanese do that. As a result, very high cost. Are our commuters ready for that? You look at our fares. Look at the fares elsewhere being charged in other cities. It's no comparison. Yeah. So these are some of the trade-offs that we have to make. We made it on behalf of Singaporeans. We do our best that within the revenue that we can collect from the people, and with the limited subsidy we get from the government, that means from the taxpayers, we try to run as good a show as we can. Yes, we are not perfect, but as I shared with this House, it's a 4-year, 5-year journey. We are halfway through. I genuinely believe that we have made significant improvement. The re-signaling is a separate issue, but we will overcome that. And then I think commuters will be able to experience what the MKBF improvement figures actually show.